Picture this. You're stepping aboard what looks like a floating paradise, gleaming decks, endless food, cheerful music. It feels like nothing could go wrong. But hidden beneath that vacation glow, a ship full of upsells, mind games, and hidden pitfalls, all designed to quietly drain your wallet while you're sipping margaritas by the pool. But not you. In this video, we're revealing 15 cruise tricks the cruise lines hope you never uncover. We're talking drink package mind games, tipping loopholes, secret cabin hacks, even how they track your every move on board without saying a word. Whether it's your first cruise or your fifth, if you've ever walked off the ship staring at your final bill, wondering how it got that high, this is the video you wish you saw sooner. Get ready to cruise smarter, spend less, and enjoy your trip like the 1% of passengers who know what's really going on. It's no secret, prepaid gratuities make things easy for the cruise company, not necessarily for you. They lock in the tip up front, no matter how the service goes. But here's what most passengers don't realize. Once you prepay, you've lost flexibility. If your cabin steward disappears for half the cruise, or your dining team keeps missing your order, there's no real way to adjust. You already paid. Want to stay in control? Skip the prepayment during booking. Once you're on board, you can always visit guest services and adjust the amount based on the service you actually receive. That said, gratuities aren't just a technicality, they're a major part of crew income. Most cruise staff work insanely hard behind the scenes to make your trip feel effortless. So if the service is solid, leave the standard tip, or even more if someone goes above and beyond. But if something really falls short, it's fair to reflect that. Skipping the prepay option doesn't make you stingy. It just means your appreciation stays tied to actual experience. Just be sure to check your cruise line's policy first. Some, like Norwegian or Carnival, may require prepaid gratuities as part of certain promotional packages. And not all lines allow adjustments after the fact. Cruise cabins aren't exactly designed for modern travelers. Most of them have 2 outlets. That's it. And one's probably hiding behind the TV like it's in witness protection. Meanwhile, you've got a phone, a watch, a tablet, maybe a hair tool or a mini fan, and just keeping everything charged starts to feel like a nightly game of Tetris. The obvious fix? Bring a power strip. But here's the catch, not all are allowed. If you pack one of those surge-protected strips from your home office, it'll be flagged and confiscated at security. Cruise ships ban them because they pose a fire risk. What does get the green light? A non-surge protected power strip or a multi-port USB hub specifically labeled as cruise approved. They're small, safe, and make a world of difference. When you've got the right gear, you don't have to play musical chargers at midnight. It's a small win, but one that saves you every single day. Unlimited cocktails, endless soda, fancy lattes and bottled water on demand. The drink package sounds like the ultimate upgrade, right? That's exactly what they're counting on. But here's what they hope you won't do. The math. Drink packages can cost anywhere from $60 to over $100 per day, per person, depending on the cruise line and the tier you choose. And no, you usually can't split it. If one adult in the cabin buys it, the others may be required to as well. Even if one of you just drinks water and turns in by 8 p.m. So unless you're planning to sip 6 to 10 alcoholic drinks every single day, that deal can quietly drain your budget. And it gets sneakier. Some drinks aren't included. Premium cocktails? Extra. Service charge? Still applies. That all-inclusive vibe? Not so all-inclusive after all. Want to save money without missing out? Watch for sales on the cruise planner weeks before sailing. Those discounts can actually make it worth it. Or just pay as you go, like many seasoned cruisers do, and enjoy what you actually want without feeling pressured to get your money's worth. Also, check your cruise line's policy. Some, like Royal Caribbean, may allow you to bring a limited amount of wine on board. And as always, prices and rules change often. Check your cruise line's official website for the latest details before you book. That low-price stateroom looks like a steal. Too good to pass up, right? Well, sometimes cheap comes with a hidden soundtrack. Think thumping bass from the nightclub below, dumbbells crashing in the gym above, or the constant clang of a service door right next to your headboard. What felt like a smart deal starts sounding more like a drum solo in a tin can. But here's the good news. Not all budget rooms are nightmares. It's all about location. Look for interior cabins that are sandwiched between two decks of guest spaces, above and below. That usually means no noisy public areas nearby. And here's a pro tip. Some ships have secret, inside staterooms, slightly larger layouts tucked into odd corners of the ship, originally meant for storage or crew, but now priced like the smallest rooms. Jackpot. So before you high-five yourself for scoring the cheapest cabin, take 2 minutes to study the deck plan. With the right placement, even the tiniest room can feel like a tranquil haven. You just boarded the ship. Your vacation mode is kicking in, and like clockwork, you and 1,000 other people make a beeline straight for the buffet. Big mistake. The embarkation day buffet is chaotic. It's crowded, noisy, and most of the food has been sitting under heat lamps since, well, early this morning. It's not exactly the culinary welcome you deserve. Meanwhile, seasoned cruisers and crew members are heading somewhere else entirely, the main dining room. Many ships offer select sit-down restaurants on day one for lunch. No lines, freshly prepared food, actual menus, and no wrestling someone for the last stale dinner roll. Even better, some ships have low-key grab-and-go spots open near the pool, pizza counters, burger joints, taco bars, way less crowded, way more relaxing. So if you want to start your cruise with a win, skip the buffet stampede. Eat like someone who's done this before and actually enjoys their first meal on board. You might think dinner time is just whenever you're hungry. But on a cruise ship, timing is everything. Hit the buffet or dining room during peak hours, usually between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m., and get ready for a whole lot of waiting. Lines for tables, lukewarm food, servers rushing from table to table like they're in a culinary obstacle course. So what do the savvy passengers do? They eat earlier or later. Dinner at 5:30? You'll beat the rush, get piping hot food, and probably score a window seat. Dinner after 8? Peaceful vibes and more relaxed service. Same goes for breakfast. Show up early, and you get crisp bacon, fresh eggs, and no crowd. Sleep in, and you're left with limp toast and whatever's left in the coffee carafe. Think of dining times like theme park strategy. If you want to enjoy the ride, don't follow the herd. Eat smart, skip the chaos, and your meals start to feel like something worth dressing up for. Most cruisers think their meal choices come down to two options, the crowded buffet or the formal dining room. But here's the secret cruise lines don't shout about. There's a whole hidden world of complimentary meals on board. If you know where to look, we're talking made-to-order pizza that's open till 2 a.m., a pasta station tucked into a quiet corner, omelet bars, sandwich counters, and yes, even room service breakfast delivered to your cabin, completely free, as long as you stick to the basics like coffee, fruit, and pastries. The main dining room often serves breakfast and lunch too, with actual menus and way fewer people. No fighting over the last scoop of scrambled eggs. Want to cruise like a culinary insider? Ask crew members where they eat on embarkation day. Explore the ship, check the ship's app for a map of dining locations and hours. You'll find gems others don't even know exist. More flavor, less crowd, same price, $0. Complimentary dining options that make you feel like you hacked the system. Let's talk about something small, but surprisingly smart. A peephole cover for your cabin door. Most of the time, that little fisheye lens is totally harmless. But depending on the angle and lighting, some guests feel more comfortable covering it, especially if their room faces a busy hallway. It's not a common concern, but placing a small piece of paper or a sliding cover over the peephole can give you that extra sense of privacy. It takes 2 seconds and costs almost nothing, but it might make you feel a whole lot more at ease. It's not about paranoia, it's about peace of mind. And honestly, that little move makes you feel like a cruise veteran who's got the details down. Not all cabins are created equal, especially when it comes to peace and quiet. Most people just stare at the deck plan and hope for the best. They try to guess what's above or below their room, or avoid being too close to the elevators. But here's a smarter move. Hop on the cruise line's live chat and just ask. Something like, "Hey, do you know which decks are usually the quietest?" Or, "Are there any rooms that aren't near the elevators or public areas?" You'd be surprised how helpful they are and how few people actually bother to ask. This isn't about being picky. It's about protecting your sleep, your sanity, and your cruise experience. Because when you're 2 days into your trip and still hearing chairs drag across the floor at 6 a.m., that ocean breeze starts feeling a lot less magical. You're strolling to dinner, dressed to the nines, when, flash, a cruise photographer jumps out like you're about to hit a movie premiere. Smile, they say. You do. It's vacation after all. Cut to the next day. You find your glossy portrait in the photo gallery for $30. Want a digital copy? That's extra. And let's be honest, you were mid-chew. Onboard photography seems fun and flattering, but there's always a catch. Most of these setups are designed to upsell, and the photo quality? Let's just say, it doesn't always match the price tag. So here's the play. Scope out the prime photo spots without the staff. Grand staircases, sunset decks, lantern-lit walkways. Grab your phone, switch to portrait mode, and ask a fellow passenger or friendly crew member to snap a few. Chances are, you'll get better lighting, more natural smiles, and zero regrets when you check your bill. Great memories don't have to cost $30 a pop. Capture the moment without falling for the gimmick. You're flipping through the drink menu, and there it is, cocktail of the day. Fun name, tropical glass, maybe even a tiny umbrella. And hey, it's a couple bucks cheaper than the rest. What's not to love? Well, the ingredients, for one. That discounted drink is often made with lower-cost ingredients and heavy mixers, often less potent than premium options. It's more juice box than beach buzz. And if you've already got the drink package, you've already paid for top-shelf cocktails. Why settle for the cruise ship version of a watered-down fruit punch? Here's a more rewarding choice. Skip the special and ask the bartender what they actually recommend. Bartenders enjoy crafting real cocktails, mojitos, espresso martinis, whiskey sours, drinks with fresh ingredients and actual flavor. Vacation should taste like something you chose, not something that came out of a slushy machine with a clever name. You printed your luggage tag, you folded it neatly, you stapled it, maybe even tied it on with a little ribbon. Feeling proud, right? Well, don't get too comfy, because that tag, it might not survive the chaos between curb and cabin. Your bag's about to face conveyor belts, forklifts, and a dozen different hands moving fast. If that tag rips or falls off, your suitcase could end up on its own little adventure, far from your stateroom. Some guests have gone 2 days without their bags. One poor guy wore his embarkation outfit for 48 hours straight. Not exactly the vacation look he was going for. The fix? Super simple. Get a set of reusable plastic luggage tag holders. They're cheap, waterproof, and designed specifically for cruise tags. Slip the paper inside, zip it shut, and clip it on. $5 now could save you from spending your first 2 days in the gift shop buying socks with flamingos on them. As soon as the ship docks, something strange happens. Everyone suddenly turns into a sprinter. Rolling bags clatter, elevators jam, and the vibe shifts from relaxed vacation to airport chaos. But here's a secret seasoned cruisers swear by. Don't join the rush. Be the last one off the ship. Unless you've got a tight flight to catch, there's no need to stress. Disembarking later means no lines at customs, no crowded stairwells, and no waiting in a sea of suitcases. You get to enjoy a quiet breakfast, a final stroll around the deck, maybe even sneak in one more mimosa. Plus, your luggage is easier to find when the crowds are gone, and the staff? Way more relaxed and ready to help. The cruise line wants you off quickly, but if you can wait just a little longer, you'll walk off the ship with a coffee in one hand and zero stress in the other. And that's the kind of goodbye worth savoring. You tap your key card, the door clicks open, and just like that, you're in your own little sanctuary at sea. Or so you think. But here's the truth most passengers don't realize. Your cabin isn't completely off limits. Cruise staff, especially security and housekeeping, have master keys, and yes, they can enter without knocking if there's a safety concern. Maybe it's a strange odor, maybe it's loud noise, maybe it's just time for a wellness check. Whatever the reason, the Do Not Disturb sign won't stop them. That doesn't mean they're spying on you. It means the ship takes safety seriously, and with thousands of people on board, sometimes they have to act fast. So what's the takeaway? Don't stash anything against the rules. Don't blast music like you're throwing a party. And don't assume that privacy means total isolation. Treat your cabin like a hotel room, mostly yours, but still part of a shared space. Respect the boundary, and you'll never have to explain why there's a forbidden air fryer in your suitcase. Sounds a little futuristic, right? But it's true. Modern cruise ships can keep track of where you are on board, thanks to your keycard or RFID wristband. Every time you scan it to open your cabin, order a drink, book a show, or step on or off the ship, it creates a digital trail. Some ships provide wearable wristbands with built-in trackers that do the same thing automatically. They say it's for safety and convenience, and that's partly true, but it's also genuinely helpful in ways most passengers don't expect. Many cruise apps now let families keep tabs on each other in real time, perfect if your kid wanders off to the arcade or someone gets lost between decks. You can often manage tracking settings in the app's privacy menu, and if there's ever a mix-up, like a missed excursion or a lost item, guest services can check your activity log to help sort things out quickly. This kind of technology isn't just for cruise lines. It's there to make your trip smoother, safer, and a little more stress-free. So there you have it, 15 cruise tricks the cruise lines would really prefer you didn't know. But now, you're not just another passenger. You're someone who walks on board with a plan, not a pocket full of regrets. You'll dodge the drink package gimmicks, outsmart the buffet chaos, choose the right stateroom, and maybe even get a better night's sleep, while your neighbors are still trying to charge their phones with one outlet. And before you sail, here's one last heads up. Cruise line policies are changing fast in 2025. Norwegian, for example, recently increased drink package gratuities. Oceania Cruises eliminated automatic tipping. Royal Caribbean raised their drink package prices by about 10%. So do yourself a favor. Take 5 minutes to double-check your cruise line's latest rules. A little research now can save you a lot of confusion and fees later. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more travel tips, and share it with your cruise buddy, the one who still thinks the minibar is free. And hey, if you made it to the end, drop a comment with the words "Cruise for You," so I know you're part of the savvy sailing crew. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on deck, drink in hand, stress-free, and 2 steps ahead.